Morning everybody, my name is Summer and today I'll be giving you an update of my Central Florida Zone 9 garden. We have over 1,100 square feet here that we garden in. We also entertain in this space. Our kids play volleyball and we just spend a lot of time in this space and we absolutely love it. We also have 125 fruiting trees, so if any of that interests you, make sure that you hit subscribe. Excuse my voice, allergies have been kicking my butt lately, but I wanted to let you guys know that there's a huge sale. It's the biggest sale of the year right now on the GreenStalk vertical garden. And if you are just now joining me and you don't know what a GreenStalk vertical garden is, they are a beautiful product. This is their 5-tier. They are on sale right now for only $109. They are made in the USA by a small family business. I have owned them for over 4 years now, and I own 11. I absolutely love them. They're really easy to garden in, and if I could start over in my early gardening days, I would have only used the GreenStalk vertical garden. They have so many accessories that you can work with to make gardening easier, and I absolutely love them. You can also stack my coupon code to save an additional $10 with SD10. Now we're going to go ahead and jump into the video. So here's our entryway to our garden. This started about 7 years ago, and this is 2 queen's wreaths on both sides on some rusty railing that my husband pulled out of a job. As we go through our garden, you'll see all kinds of repurposed items that people were going to throw away, and we use them to enhance our garden and use in our garden. But these put off some beautiful flowers, and if you didn't catch my Easter egg hunt in the garden with our family, it was a very beautiful, intimate opportunity for you to view what we do as a family in our garden. Have something I've been wanting to do for years, and I finally just put it together and uploaded it. So if you guys want to see that, you can see all the beautiful flowers. This is in full bloom and it's absolutely stunning. So over here we have our tea garden that I can't wait to show you the improvement in that and what we're doing with that in our kitchen. I'm making tinctures and teas and drying flowers. That has been so fun. But we're going to start on our GreenStalk gardens. I always like to just cover those first, show you what we're growing, what you can grow, and how everything is doing. So here is a GreenStalk garden, and this is actually the first one I bought over 4 years ago. And the reason I purchased it is because I wanted to grow strawberries vertically, because I was just tired of my strawberries sitting in the dirt and getting nasty. And these just grow amazing. It's actually one of my favorite things to grow in a GreenStalk vertical garden. And they're just so easy to pick. Every time we have kids over, they're just so amazed. They're coming over here and picking the fresh strawberries off the vine. This is actually a variety called Everbearing. So strawberry season is technically over right now, but I'm getting blooms still. So these actually bloom all through the summer. I may not get a huge harvest, but just this past couple months, we have been getting a lot of strawberries. I also threw some flowers down at the bottom for just pops of color and just to kind of have that look real nice. Now over here is a GreenStalk vertical garden in the color Glacier Blue. They have all kinds of different colors to choose from. They bring colors in and then they kind of bring them in and out and throughout the year. I just loved this blue. I love teal. Anything antique with a flare of that color, I love. So this is my herb garden. So our kitchen area is right here. So anytime I need fresh herbs, I don't have to get my boots on and go into the garden. My kids, it's just very easy to access our herbs. So this is what I like. This is our little patio garden under our pergola. So it's the first thing you see when you come into our gardening space. And while we're having dinner, I have all kinds of things. We have oregano, we have Puerto Rican and Cuban oregano up here. We have pentas here, which almost every day we have hummingbirds coming here, like literally flying over our heads while we're eating and coming to visit this penta. It's so special. We have basil. We have a purple basil. We have several different flavors of thyme. We have a lemon thyme and just a regular thyme. I have more parsley. I never can get enough parsley. We have sage. We have some flowers for pops of color in here. I just planted some dill in here, so that's going to be fun. We have some more basil. Just kind of popped in little succulents and whatnot through here. I also stuck an aloe plant here because you never know when you might need some aloe for a wound or a sunburn. So that gets used often. I also have some onions down here, back in here, that we can just cut the tops as we need them. And just a bunch of random stuff back there. So this is one of my favorite gardens right now. I just like the way it looks. We have celery at the top, which I have never been able to grow celery this well. I've always grown it in the ground and it just gets real dry. So what's wonderful about the GreenStalk vertical garden is you have the option to get an automatic watering system. And I 100% recommend that, because then you can go away for a weekend and set your timer and it just waters automatically. And what's so nice about these is the way their system is set up, that it has it has a water reservoir at the top, and it strategically places water in these little tubs throughout. So it perfectly waters each tier. Now, I used to have one that someone gave me that it was not a GreenStalk, and there was no way to do that. It was really kind of a pain in the butt. You had to water every pocket. So these are wonderful because you water from the top and you don't have to worry about anything else. And also, people have been asking, how do I fertilize? And I'm going to tell you how I fertilize, and it's so easy. I basically put our liquid fertilizer, I'll show you a video here in a little bit, and then let it flow through, just like I would as you would water. So in this GreenStalk, we have these really pretty flowers. I wish I could tell you what they were. I just kind of go into the garden center and grab what looks amazing and what I think would look pretty in this GreenStalk. I haven't found anything that looks terrible yet. So it's just really fun, just as plants, as my vegetable plants kind of go out of season, I can pull them out and just plug in another plant. It's so nice and versatile. You can put anything you want. And you don't have to be a designer to make it look like this. I am no designer in any way. So I'm just plugging in colors that I like and plants that I want to grow. So I'm really excited about this. This is my calamine. I'm probably saying that wrong. That we have been drying to use for chamomile or calamine tea. And I'll show you some of that in my pantry here in a little bit. But I've never been able to grow this successfully. So I'm really happy that we're doing that. I drink a lot of teas in the evening. And this is just really nice. Our kids enjoy it as well. So it will be awesome to be able to grow it ourselves. Over here we have some lavender. And look at how beautiful this is. It smells so good. We have been saving these. My girls make lavender loofah soaps, homemade and homegrown. And we also put these in our teas as well. So that's a lot of fun. Up here, oh, we have a visitor. There's our bumblebee right there. Oh, that's so cool. And if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, I highly recommend it, because every day I come out in the garden, I see really neat things. My kids are harvesting things. My kids give little garden tours, kind of show you what I do in the kitchen, and kind of just updates of what's going on in our home and on our farm. So you can follow me there for little cute videos with of all that. Anyways, we have up here celery, back to the celery. I've never been able to grow it this well. And I believe it's because of just the automatic watering system. Having a consistent, everyday water and just having them in this container where they're not getting dried out. Look at how pretty these are. Now, I like to harvest my celery from the edges. See this? As I need celery, I just kind of harvest from the edges and it continues to grow. But I do want to point out where I harvest the entire stalk here. I don't know, probably a month ago. And I wanted to show you what happens, because you still can just cut the entire stalk off and it will grow back. So don't pull your celery out of the ground. Cut it. It's like a cut and come again. So nobody told me that when I first started gardening. It's just something I learned on my own. So I wanted to share that with you because there's many more opportunities to have celery throughout the season. So we have some more flowers and more pentas. We have some sweet banana peppers here. We have lizards everywhere and they just love to hang out in here. Here are my sweet banana peppers. So recently I had a little garden friend come over and said that they actually like letting these things go red, which that's not at their highest peak apparently. But if you try it, even my husband has learned to like them red. But if you want them to be crunchy and like a snap type of pepper, then harvest them when they're this color. But if you like a really, really extra sweet pepper, let them go red and try it out. It's become one of our favorites. Look at this lizard. He's just hanging out. Oh my goodness. So these are the new support systems from GreenStalk Vertical Garden, and I love them way better than their typical round support system. Not that there were anything wrong with those. What's great about these is you can put them where you need them. So if you don't have a tier the entire tier that needs to have the support, you can just put the support where it's needed. See, I have peppers on the back of my GreenStalk, so I only put the supports back here. They're so easy, you just slip them in. And so if anything needs a trellis, you can buy separately those support systems. Now this is a first for the year. This is garlic. And I have to show y'all that, look, their bulbs are growing. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if I can. I've kind of been pushing the soil around the edges to see if they're growing. And they are. It's so cool. So I'm going to put that soil back around. I've never grown or never been able to grow garlic successfully, and somebody told me about Transylvania garlic, so this is something new. Really looking forward to the harvest of that. So make sure you tune back into our future videos. Make sure you're subscribed. This is a tea plant, a green tea plant. We also have one growing in our raised bed in our tea garden that I'll get to later, and they're finally growing. I've struggled with these things just taking off, and I'm really excited because we drink a lot of green tea, and it'll be so cool to be able to just come to the garden and pick leaves fresh and know that everything that we are doing to our leaves is the right way, with no pesticides or no terrible chemicals. We just know what we're eating is what God's put on this planet for us to eat. And I still can't get over my lavender here. We also have some purslane in here. It hasn't opened up yet. I have no clue what that flower is, but we just added those in for Easter. And I wish these were open because they're so pretty when they are. I wanted to get out here and show y'all the garden before the sun got too hot. And look, here's our bumblebee. That's so fun. Now out here we have what's called a 7-tier GreenStalk vertical garden. And here's some strawberries. Now with these, I own one of them. And this has 42 pockets, whereas the regular 5-tier has 32. Now what this allows you to do is you can grow more plants and flowers and herbs and lettuce. You would preferably like to stick with things that have smaller root systems. So these are great for strawberries. Look at how pretty those strawberries are. Lettuce, flower, herbs. As you can see, this is African blue basil. It's massive and it has no problem growing in this. We've got all kinds of different flowers, a lot of stuff that I'm already growing elsewhere, just to kind of show you that you can grow a lot of things in the 7-tier. Now they do make an inventor's bundle, which is the first 3 tiers are the bigger pockets, and the top 3 tiers are the smaller pockets. So if you're wanting to try it out, that's kind of an option that you can do to get the best of both worlds and see what works best for you. So up here is our oregano. Oh wow, look at these flowers. Those are so pretty. Y'all, I'm so sorry, my voice. I sound like a man. Look at these. These are so easy to propagate too. And, oh, I wanted to show y'all the new lid. It's so cute. And of course the watering system. You don't want to miss out on ordering those. Right here, look at this. I always mix this up. Nasturtium or Nastranium. I think it's nasturtium. But you can eat these. You can eat the flowers. You can eat these. They're kind of got like a little kick, like a spice. But they're also supposed to repel bugs. So I've actually propagated, and these propagate real easy. As you can see, their seeds have fell on the ground and have started new plants. But I've got one trailing through this garden bed. And I really should put one in this garden bed because I'm starting to get some bugs over there. But just trying to see, you know, if it truly does. So if any of you guys here have grown these over the years and can tell a difference, comment in the section below. And if you guys have any questions for me, or if you see some concerns, or like, hey, Summer, you should do this or try this. That is why I put these videos together, not just to share my garden with you, but to also learn from you. I've learned so much over the years from my subscribers, and it just is something really cool that is available to us to start a community and talk in the comment section. It also boosts my channel if I have a lot of conversation going on down there as well. So here is some bee balm, some lemon bee balm I started a while ago. I've never grown this, so this is new. I've got some purslane down here, some pentas. Now that I've noticed hummingbirds coming to our pentas, I've kind of gone crazy with the pentas. Preferably this pink and this like darker pink. I went to an outdoor mall where they just had this color and this pink color all over the place. It was so pretty. So what I've been doing is propagating these. And if you guys want to know how to propagate, I have put a video together of how to propagate houseplants, and I just filmed a video on how to propagate fruit trees. So that will be launching soon. And if you haven't checked out any of my short videos, please do check those out. I have all kinds of less than 1 minute videos on how to harvest, how to know when to harvest a certain thing. And if there's something that you want me to put together, please comment in the section below, because I would definitely like to put those together if there's a need. So this is my Inventor's Bundle GreenStalk in the basket weave. And right now, the basket weave and basic color are the same price. Usually the basket weave, they charge an additional $10 for that. And right now they are both on sale for $109. So you can basically get one of these right now for $99 with my coupon code, which is crazy. And what we have here, this is my summer garden. We put potatoes. Yes, you can grow potatoes in this garden. It's really fun. I actually only recommend growing potatoes in a container, because when you put them in the ground, we've done that many years, you tend to stab them. And what's great is all you have to do is take these tiers off, dump it on like into a wheelbarrow, and then find your potatoes. It's really fun. I've put some videos together of that, of our kids harvesting our sweet potatoes and potatoes. So this is a new variety. This is like a fingerling, so it's a smaller potato. So I'm really curious to see how well those do. And we'll be harvesting those in about maybe 6 months. I don't know. We'll see. Here is some baby Bubba okra. There is always opportunity to call GreenStalk or look on their website and see what is good to plant in the GreenStalk. And they recommended a variety baby Bubba okra. It's actually a container, smaller version of okra. And I love okra. So I'm really excited about growing this. And my kids love okra, and it's also something super easy you can grow. And oh, look, we're starting to get little, what looks to be like little buds starting up here. I also put some purslane in here because this around Easter kind of looked boring because my okras were in the new seed trays, which I have to show you, are super cute, and my potatoes hadn't come up yet. So I put that purslane in to just look nice, and over the summer it will continue to grow and look really cool. So over here is my kind of ornamental flowers only GreenStalk, and I really should have trimmed this back for you guys. Oh, a ladybug. Y'all are getting to see all kinds of critters in the garden. Look at that. Oh, and not so cool critters. Love bugs. They are everywhere right now. But what I do here is I keep these and trim them back throughout the year. And then I just switch out my flowers, seasonal flowers. So as you can see, we've got the pink, purples, and yellows in here for Easter. We had a huge Easter gathering like we always do, and we always want to make sure we have something that is kind of goes with the theme and the season. So this has been really awesome to just play with. And my daughter, my oldest daughter, actually staged all these flowers for me. So she's 12. So if she can make something like this look beautiful, you definitely can too. They also helped me set this up for Mother's Day. I think it was last year's when I got it. And we did everything, soil, stacking, and planting in less than 10 minutes. So over here we have another 5-tier GreenStalk. And I decided to plant them with all zinnias. And I'm so excited. I have not done this yet, but my neighbor who has a GreenStalk said that she likes to do this in the summer because usually around this time of year, her garden is done, it gets really hot, and she just doesn't want to really continue gardening too much because it just gets hard. And I get it. But she still wants something growing in the garden, and she put zinnias in her GreenStalk last year, and it looked awesome. So I can't wait to come back and show you what this is going to look like here in another month or so. And if you watch this far, we are heading out of town for about 5 weeks. And probably by the time you see us, this will probably be 2 weeks already into our trip. But we are traveling across the country, heading to California, well, Texas, California, Oregon, and Washington. And we're hitting all the national parks. We've hit a lot of national parks. The goal is to do that with our family, and if I decide to share any of those journeys, I will put the Instagram handle here. We started one like a year or so ago, or a few years ago, and I really don't do a whole lot with it, but I'm going to see if I can keep up with posting. Either way, at least you have it, and if I do decide to post, great, and if not, I don't have the pressure, because eventually we will catch up and post. But over here is our, oh, and of course, when we get back from that vacation, I am not going to do anything to the garden. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like after being gone for 6 weeks. No weed pulling, no nothing, just so you guys can see that you can grow a garden without being home or going, on week trips or going on the weekend. You can still grow a successful garden even if you're not there. So over here we have a GreenStalk just full of carrots, and this has been really, really fun. My kids' favorite thing to grow in the GreenStalk is carrots. Look at that. So fun. They love, even since they were babies, loved pulling carrots out of the ground, and they asked to have their own dedicated GreenStalk this year to carrots, and it's been so much fun. We've grown so many carrots, and recently we harvested a load of carrots out of here, and what it does is actually thins it out and allows the carrots that are left here to grow. So when we get back from vacation, the rest of these will be harvested, and we'll be, I don't know what we're going to do with this one after that, so stay tuned to that. Over here we have our micro tomatoes growing, and onions. So we love tomatoes in our family, and we usually have 3 big plants there, but they had trouble when we had a freeze, and we just kind of let those go. But what's nice about the GreenStalk is they offer a frost cover. So what I typically like to do is keep things that would be, frost tolerant in one, and ones that would not be in another. So if I need to cover, it's just a super easy, throw a drape over and zip it up. And I love them. It's been a game changer for my garden. Whenever we have a frost, my husband and I just come out here and we just drape our GreenStalks. It's so easy. We don't have to build tents around our plants like we used to and put sheets over and worry about them flying off. Now all I got to do is like tuck them into this beautiful frost cover and they're good. So I have 3 different types of micro tomatoes, and of course, as you can see, some of them are struggling. But what I like to do with these is as we harvest, we trim back the leaves. As you can see down here, this plant we've harvested so much off of. And what I do is I just cut the dead leaves off and cut the stems where like this would have produced. I want to go ahead and cut them off. So they will continue to produce. Like these are going to produce all the way through the summer. Whereas a lot of gardeners may have just said, okay, my plant looks terrible, we're done. Whereas I'm trying to show you that you continue to grow your tomatoes. Like look at this patch. This was all the way cut back about a month ago or 2 months ago. Look, and right here when I harvest these, I'm just going to go ahead and cut again here. So other people may think differently. See it here, I'm going to cut here today and remove these little pieces. And look, we have a new plant basically ready to grow and produce flowers. I mean, these are flowering, so why not do that? It's really fun. I've got some of the supports here. I want to get supports for this entire GreenStalk here. And we have onions up here. I'm going to harvest one for y'all. Woo! They're getting big. Oh my. All right, let's try to get this one. I'm going to have to put the phone down. Okay, I loosened it up for you. Ah, look at that. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Fun. And y'all are probably tired of hearing me talk about my onions, but I always like to cut them off. You can use onions tops, just like you would onions in any dish in the garden. This morning we had burritos with sausage and eggs from our coop. We have 8 chickens right now. And I took onion tops and sprinkled it in there, and it makes it so good. So I wanted to show you guys what we've got started in our seed trays. Aren't these cute? These are the new seed trays from GreenStalk Garden. And at first I wasn't excited about them. I'm like, oh, I have hundreds of those little plastic box store trays that work just fine. And then they sent me one as a gift. And I'm like, what have I been doing my whole life? These are made in America by a small family business. And they're beautiful. They come in green and black. And this cherry blossom has like a little bit of shimmer in it. It's so cute. These would be a great gift. You can put water on the bottom, lift it out. All I do is pour water on the bottom and they just water real nice. And I absolutely love these. And what we've done is we have some, oh look, that's so awesome. I have mulberry trees that I propagated here and they're starting to bud. I didn't notice that. Oh, that's so cool. So I have a video that I promised will be out in the next couple weeks on propagation of fruit trees. So these are the perfect trays to do that in. I had some old box store ones that are the same size and they worked really great, and figured I would update you guys on this in probably 6 weeks or so. And so we have loofahs growing. Our girls are growing these for their homemade loofah soaps, which they use the lavender from our garden in as well, and the loofahs. So we'll be growing those this summer. And then we have butterfly peas, which our girls, here's a little one getting ready to emerge. So these most likely will be emerging today. And those are what we grow back here. And those are high in antioxidants. They also make little packs of dry flowers for tea. I also put a video together of us showing you how you can make that on my short videos. And I just made myself some cold and cough tea in the new beautiful GreenStalk. Cute cup, huh? And I also put a video together on that, and it's the only thing that will help my family with a cough or a cold, and it can literally cut your cold in a couple days if you do it consistently. So now I'm going to get into my tea garden. I'm really excited to show you this. This is something brand new that I have started doing. I've been having a lot of health issues over the past 2 years with inflammation, stomach, all kinds of different weird things happening as I get older. And I've been just really studying of how to heal myself naturally. And instead of buying, well, which I am already doing, buying a lot of products from the health food store that are really just dried herbs and that are working for me. So I figured, why not jump into this journey, try to grow some of these herbs. So I literally went online and Googled all these herbs I've been taking, and I'm attempting to grow them myself. So we're going to start with something I've already started making a tincture on, which is the mullein. I hope I'm saying that right. But look at how beautiful this plant is. Some of this may actually grow wild in your area. I have yet to find this growing wild around my home. But if you find seeds, look how easy it is to grow this. I do minimal fertilizing in this garden, and I really don't like to spray this garden. But though today I noticed we have a lot of caterpillars in my calendula or candula, however you want to say it. So I need to take care of that and spray that. But anyways, this is really good for inflammation, COVID, coughs, and all the stuff that comes along with that. This is one of the first plants I heard about when people were having trouble with COVID and you know, respiratory issues and whatnot. So I actually buy a tincture for my husband. We're spending a lot of money on that, and it's great now that I'm making tinctures for our family, and I'm making tea and drying these leaves. So that's a lot of fun. And I'm working on showing you guys a video. I've already filmed it. I just got to edit it. I wish I had 2 of me of how to make that tincture. So here's our green tea plant. And if anybody has tips for growing green tea, please don't keep them to yourself. Let me know in the comment section below. We planted these, I think it was like late spring, and finally this spring they're taking off a little bit, very slowly. Of course, you guys heard me talk about my candula, however you want to say it. We do have some bug action going on, so I'm going to need to spray these. But we have been drying these, and I'll show you. We've been drying the petals. Sometimes we don't get to them right away. We'll just pull them off like that and put them on a plate. Or we'll cut them early in the morning is when the best time it is to cut them, when they're fully bloomed, and just dry those out. So those have been really fun, and they're just beautiful to have anywhere. Now, what I will not do is put them in this tea garden along with my borage, because the borage is so crazy big. So we also, oh, hello. We have a little bee here. What has been so fun to watch is these bloom. Y'all, I just absolutely love when you've got a garden just full of pollinators and just full of different flowers and fruits and veggies. You're going to have all kinds of life coming to the garden. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's so fun to see. But look at these beautiful borage flowers. They're so pretty. So what I do is just try to harvest these when I can. If I can't get to them, I can just cut off an entire piece and let them dry. But the best time to get them is like this. and just cut them off and let them dry. Excuse the puppy in the background. My mother-in-law just came over. My husband's stepdad just passed away, so they are on a very important meeting with the church. So we are taking care of the little puppy. But over here we have some, what do we have? German calamine. And we'll see how that produces. I don't even know what variety is in my GreenStalk, but it's doing good. See, this borage is going way over here and just kind of, you know, laying on top of other plants. So I think I'm going to grow this just in ground somewhere next year. You can actually take the leaves and dry them, or just use them fresh in teas as well. I've done both. And over here I have some feverfew. And these I think are supposed to flower. And look at how beautiful this plant is looking. Oh no, this is getting shaded out. The Perennial vulgaris. Again, I didn't really know. I didn't do enough research, I guess, on spacing for these. I thought I was good putting them in a 1 square foot. Oh, and speaking about square foot garden, if you haven't heard me talk about the Garden in Minutes watering grid, I've really been loving them. I've got 2 of them in my Vego beds, and I have an affiliate link for that where you can save 7%. You basically can get them custom made for your garden beds, and they perfectly water your garden from the bottom. You never want to water from the top because your plants will get sick. You want to water from the bottom, so this does the job, and it also makes it easy for planting. You know how many plants to put in a square foot, and it just makes it really nice. But my fault by not knowing how much square foot some of these plants needed. So we may actually dig this one out and move it. So here is a marshmallow plant. Look at how beautiful this thing is looking. How fun is that? So some of these plants, the medicinal purposes are the root, and some of them are the flowers, some of them are leaves, and some are all. You can use all of them. So this has just taken me into researching a lot about these plants and how to use them. Of course, I had to put a pinta in because we want butterflies and hummingbirds to come and be everywhere in our garden. Over here, I have echinacea. Echinacea is one of the first herbs I ever used as a child. My mom would have this in our house in pill form, of course, but that was what she would give us whenever we were starting to get sick. We would take that and it would cut our colds down. We wouldn't get really sick. We would just get a little bit sick. So at an early age, I knew that, you know, I didn't know what echinacea was. I just knew it was like a flowering plant. So now I am growing it later in my life, and I'm really excited to see what that turns out to be. Over here is our white yarrow. So that's doing really cool and looks really fun. Then over here, I think is anise, or I'm saying that wrong, but this is why I show you all my plant markers. So if I totally massacre the name, you guys know what I'm talking about. So those flowers are really pretty. I also have some more German calamine here. I really need to get these weeds out of here. I have attempted to start ashwagandha several times. I have no clue what's going on, or if it even can grow here. So anyone have tips on ashwagandha, please let me know. That'd be great, because I don't know what's up. I can't grow it. And then, oh, holy basil. I almost forgot about this one because it's getting shaded out by this huge plant over here. I also planted ginger. This probably will be coming up in the next video I show. This is actually just a ginger root from the store. So I planted it, and I've done this before multiple years, and I grow this beautiful ginger plant and harvest a lot of ginger. And I also put a video together of how and when to harvest ginger and turmeric. So you guys can check that out. I attempted to grow lemon balm and, oh, thank you, sweetie. Oh, you need help? Okay, hold on. All right, guys. So if you have tips on growing lemon balm, let me know. I would love to know how to do it. So back in here, under my amazing tobacco plant, I propagated some Hawani llama. Basically all it did is stuck a cutting back in here and let it grow. I knew that it would do pretty decent because these leaves kind of shaded out the area. I didn't usually want to keep cuttings in a decent amount of shade, and they took off just fine. I put 2 plants and they are doing good because I know here in a couple months this plant is going to need to be taken down because already it is throwing tons of flowers and seeds and getting really overgrown. But this is so cool. I absolutely love this plant. We are not tobacco smokers, but when my family we'd like to travel a lot. When our family visited New England, we learned about the cash crops and whatnot, and actually went to these old pioneer looking plots with all the things they grew, and these tobacco plants were so cool. So my husband actually grabbed one of the flowers and saved some of the seeds. We ended up going online and buying tobacco seeds just to make sure we got the right time and right variety. So these have done so well. Back in the day, before they used it for tobacco, Indians used it to heal wounds. They would wrap their wounds with the tobacco leaves. So how cool is that? You never know when we might need to use something like that. We've already been experimenting and learning about salves you can make from some of these things. And some tallow balm I've been making, homemade whipped tallow. It's been so fun. All my kids are loving it. And it's the only thing I use on my skin anymore. But that will be a whole nother video. I did put a video on how to make our homemade beef tallow. So usually the plan is when I'm on this trip is to be editing a lot while we're driving between national parks and locations. So hopefully I can put out a bunch of content when we're doing that. I just realized I don't have turmeric planted. If I can get my hands on some turmeric before we leave, I'm going to try to shove it in here and see if we can get it to grow. But I absolutely love this garden. Please comment and tell me what you think about this and what else I should be growing in this. Now we do have herbs other places in the garden, but this is more like the things I haven't grown yet. Please let me know if you like this tea garden and if you want me to grow more things. Over here is what's starting to be our butterfly pea vine. It's absolutely beautiful. If you want to see it and go back to some videos, look at like last spring, where this thing is full of flowers. Excuse me. We really need to fix the irrigation here because it looks like our water was only spraying here. I've moved it over. And speaking of irrigation, I've fixed a lot of irrigation in my years. So I put a video together on how to fix a leaky irrigation line. Ladies, I know your husbands can be busy sometimes like mine. So when we want to get a job done in the garden, we don't want to have to wait. I figured I'd put that information out for you. If I can do it, a 12-year-old can do it. My kids come out here and do all the projects with me. So hopefully you find that video helpful. But anyways, we've got those starting to pop up, and we've also started some in our seed starting trays that we're going to put over here. Oh, now it is already getting hot, y'all. I'm like pouring sweat, and it's 9:30. Over here is our Vego beds, and of course, I am an affiliate of Vego Garden. I've used them and loved them over the years, and I can save you $10 on your order. So you can click on my affiliate link, and I'll try to flash it here to save you some money. Right now, they also have some Mother's Day sales you want to check out as well. In this garden, oh, darn it. Yes. Okay. I don't know what this is called, but I look at how beautiful that is. Oh, butterfly. I think I planted these maybe last spring and just let them be, and they have done nothing but sit here. I almost thought about pulling them out because they kind of look like weeds, and I'm so glad I didn't, because look how pretty those are. I actually forgot what these looked like, but they're like a little succulent, and they just give off these like rose-like flowers. So that's been a lot of fun. I've got some purslane here, and then we have some onions right here in this garden. Some of them, like, you could pick. You don't have to wait for your onions to get perfectly big. I did put a video out on how to know when they are ready to pick. And we've got some parsley because I never can get enough parsley. We've got a marigold to kind of keep the bugs out. And we have some nasturtiums, as you can see. I had them flowing out of the garden on the side that looked so pretty. That was the idea. And then all of a sudden they started kind of going through the bottom of my plants, and I thought, you know what, maybe that's going to be helpful to my plants in the garden. Now I do see some bugs, excuse me, that are prominent on my cabbage, and I did notice that we have a lot of ladybugs on our eggplants. So Mother Nature is coming in and doing its job of healing this plant. So that's been a lot of fun to watch there. I wish I could find one for you. Here is one of the pupas. A lot of them have hatched already. Anyways, we got this beautiful dinosaur kale here. This is a plant. I really need to put one together, but if I could grow 5 vegetables, kale would be in my top 5 because it's so versatile. You can put it in soups, you can cut it very tiny or even blend it and put it into so many different meals. We make kale chips the kids love. And when I bought kale at the store, it was absolutely disgusting. I'm like, no, I'm not even going to waste the time growing kale in my garden. Why would I do that if I don't like it? But it's so different when you buy it from the store, guys. When you grow your own fresh vegetables and pick them at their prime, they are full of nutrients and they taste so much better. So dinosaur kale is a big hit for our garden. They also look beautiful. We have purple cabbage growing in here. It really should be at full potential right now, but because I had some taller plants here that I kind of let overgrow, we had some broccoli and some bok choy that I let go to seed, but it was so pretty and it attracted so many bees that I just kind of let it be. Anyways, it's still okay because we really could harvest some of the leaves and eat them as cabbage. But right now, I love the color that's going on. Look at this plant. My eggplant. I'm getting so many. Y'all, look at how beautiful these are. Look at how pretty this is. I also did a video on how to know when to harvest an eggplant and how to harvest. And no, don't sit here and twist your eggplant like I am doing. You can, but you might hurt your plant. They give off these beautiful flowers. And that one's poking me. I'm going to come back to that. Look at these flowers. And I'm getting so many in here. Look at that. And look at this. Oh my gosh. And I plan on putting together our fried okra recipe. I've already filmed it. Just got to edit it, guys. Another penta. I really should look out and see. I really should hire an extra editor. Though I am teaching my kids how to edit. So I think through this trip, we're going to really dive in and start editing some more videos for you guys. I just love this white butterfly that's coming around. So we've covered our raised beds. And we've got some rose bushes here. I'm going to pop over to this garden and show you our collard greens. We love growing collard greens. That would be another top 5 for me because they can feed a lot of people. Anytime we're hosting a big event or a potluck at church and we need to bring something big, collard greens, or we're the family that's bringing the collard greens. So it's so great because it's such a huge cost saving and it's such a great nutritional option for something like that. And then, y'all, it's healthy for you. So we don't make it so healthy when we throw our extra bacon and our extra butter in it, but it does taste really well. Look at how cool this one's looking. This is like a cabbage variety. Oh, look at those white flies. I'm spraying this morning, so excuse me, to kind of keep down these white flies. Anyways, we feed these to our cattle, and we also feed them to our chickens because we have so much. We've got some flowers here in the ground. We seeded some excuse me. Oh gosh, what are they called? Dahlias here. I'm really interested to see what they're going to do. I don't know if that's a dahlia coming up, but this one is. I've only bought dahlias as a bulb before, but we're going to see what the seed one turns out to be. And here is a butterfly mix. Nothing has come up yet, but soon we'll have this beautiful butterfly mix. We'll have more insects coming to the garden. And then here is my daughter's garden. She has been doing garden updates weekly on Instagram. So if you want to see any of her cute little videos, it's my little future garden vlogger girl. She's actually grown up in this garden from the time she was crawling. We have videos of her crawling through this garden. So she has, this has been a journey for about 10 years now for me. And all my kids have been through everything with me. My husband has helped. My stepson has helped. It's just been a really cool, fun journey. Along this rusty rail system that my husband pulled out of a job. My husband works in construction, builds homes, and does demos and additions, all those things. He always brings me back all these cool things that we can trellis stuff on. We have onions growing in the ground. We have red onions, pentas, Mexican heather, and regular onions. Then I have the name is, gosh, what is this? Comfrey. It is comfrey. So this comfrey plant is something you can actually make fertilizer for free. And I did put a video together on how we make our free comfrey fertilizer. So if you want to check that out, just go to my shorts. And then over on this garden, we have some more collard greens over here. This is my shadier garden. It gets early sun and then late afternoon sun. So as you walk in through our breezeway, I feel like, the first thing you do is look this way. So I kind of wanted to have something that stayed decent through the year. And you can grow collard greens in the shade through the year. Last year we had a collard green that grew for multiple years, like into a tree. So that was fun. And then after a certain point, it just got rotted. Over here, I forgot the name of this flower. Y'all, allergies are just kicking my butt. But we have more pentas. We started some asylum over here. Oh, these are so pretty. It's like what is it? Oh, a pastel color. Oh my gosh, look at these. There's like purple mixed with white. I also started some Ashley cucumbers on each side to grow on this rusty rail my husband brought home for me. We started some more flowers over here. We have some English daisies and probably some zinnias and some cosmos that may randomly pop up here because we attempted to grow all three of those. And we have some zinnias over here mixed with probably some flowers that have reseeded and are going to start popping up because we grew other flowers last year. I think I see some blanket flowers showing up. And here are our zinnias. Zinnias. My oldest daughter planted these. And we love cutting these and giving them to friends and family. I'm trying to teach them how to, all kinds of many different ways to earn money and make a small business from a garden, which I have done over the years. And maybe we will have a fresh cut arrangement opportunity at the end of our road here, maybe by the end of summer, who knows. Either way, it's just always fun to do math in the garden. We homeschool our kids and just business scenarios and whatnot out here. This is kind of my learning grounds and my kids' classroom, both of our classrooms. So we absolutely love and are passionate about growing our own food. And our garden wraps around, we have like 40 something bushes and they are full of blueberries right now. I have a hard time keeping the birds off of them, but we recently got a puppy about 7 months ago, and that's helped a little bit with the squirrels and whatnot. But so those are all coming in really good right now. There's a lot to pick. We got to do a little blueberry picking this evening. And then I'm going to take you over to our potting table and show you what we got over there. I just realized I forgot to show you all my mint, which is doing amazing. One thing I wish I would have known first in gardening is do not plant mint anywhere else but in a contained area, because it will go crazy everywhere. So we have it in this little like IKEA planter that I put on this old excuse me. This used to be like a harvesting, oh my goodness, harvesting ladder that we cut and made into this cute little garden. I have some nasturtiums trailing out of this. And we love using mint in all kinds of things, just like teas and whatnot. We also have some passion fruit growing. I wish the flowers were open. They're so pretty. They're all everywhere right now. So I planted one passion fruit right here next to this tree. And literally it's taken over this tree, come over to this tree, and I have passion fruit for days. We love scooping out the flesh and putting it into our waters and our teas. And if they're full of vitamin C, it's like one of my favorite summer treats now. So we actually have this whole garden stage right now to leave on vacation. So all of our plants that are usually dispersed everywhere are in one area. So actually good for my video right now. But this is all my kids' little succulent plants. Over here, which they sell at little like 4-H business expos and whatnot. Also, speaking of that, there was a magazine that came out and covered my garden and my kids as well. It's called Homesteaders of Florida. And I'm going to put the link in the description below. They actually have a big Pioneer Festival that they're hosting in November, and we'll be in the first edition of that. So you guys have to check it out. My kids will be there. I will be there. And of course, you'll be hearing more about it. But we're really excited about it because it's something close to my community where we can share our love of gardening and homesteading and teaching our kids all the things. So these are all my succulents and houseplants. I'm going to have someone come over here once a week and just water them for me. We also have our green little starter trays from GreenStalk and pink. I think what I'm going to do is get another green and another pink because it's going to look so pretty in seed starting season here. And I know that they're going to last. Like these are the junky ones I use, just reusing. And as you can see, they just break down over time and they're just kind of a pain. And then I also bought these from Burpee thinking, oh, they'll last longer. No, this is only my second season. You can see that the plastic, oh my gosh, is already chipping. I was really excited about these too. And you can see that these are breaking as well. Anyways, I'm really excited about this new addition. And here are all my beautiful house plants. A lot of these succulents. We started with one succulent arrangement, and I've propagated over the years to make these. So that has been a fun journey along the way. And I have some African blue basil here. These are great for pollinators. We are constantly propagating those. And I've got a sweet potato growing up here and some Mexican heather. And I forgot to show y'all my GreenStalk at our chicken coop. So let's go down and visit the chicken coop. Before we go there, a lot of y'all always ask what I use for fertilizer. And I found organic Neptune's Harvest or organic fertilizer about 3 years ago and wanted to try it out because, for me, using organic fertilizer in the garden, most organic fertilizers are really slow releasing. So this, and I'm not really good with keeping up with fertilizer. So I know if I'm using a liquid fertilizer, that day they're getting right to where it needs to get into the root system. You can foliar feed with this product. So that means you can touch the leaves and soak the leaves with this product. All you got to do is mix it with water in a watering can and spray it on your plants. And what I do with my GreenStalks, I just pour a couple ounces into the water reservoir and turn on my water, and I'm done fertilizing. Like this makes it so easy. So I use their fish and seaweed and their rose and flowering. This is kind of the general one I use on all my plants. When my plants are small and we're seed starting, this is what I typically use on them. If I have things that don't need a whole lot of fertilizer, like kale, collard greens, or like lettuce, I'm using this. I also get their neem oil. This is a cold pressed organic neem oil. You can get it on their website. And of course, you guys can always get a 5% discount and free shipping when you use my coupon code. I'll flash that in the screen. And I'll also, of course, put my link tree so you can find all the deals and products I already use, because I get asked that all the time. Figured let's put it in a link so you guys have that opportunity to save some money, and it doesn't cost you an extra, and you're supporting my small little channel here on my farm, and allows me to invest back into the garden and of course you know, support our family. So this is our GreenStalk vertical garden down by our chicken coop, and I've always wanted one. I've envisioned one, like, you know, two right by the door. It looks all beautiful and lush, but recently we had a tree here that had died, and I needed some shade for these poor chickens in the afternoon. So look what we have. We have a beautiful GreenStalk garden growing all kinds of things vertically and creating shade for our chicken garden. A lot of this I really could allow to trail, like my sweet potatoes, and I have some cucumbers back here. I could allow it to vine up here and make more cover for the chickens, but my husband wouldn't like that. Right here I have some African blue basil I am propagating. I have some oregano, which we feed to our chickens. That's why I kind of put it down here. And so it's easy access to give to our chickens. That is something that's like an antiviral, like an anti-parasitic. It really helps keep our chickens healthy. We have parsley because we never can grow enough parsley. And I've got these beautiful vincas. I'm probably saying that wrong. And then we have some kale. We're actually going to harvest some of this right now and feed it to our chickens. And snap off some oregano. What else do we have in here? Oh, I have some spinach. I can't think of the name. I'll pop it in the screen. But this, I just threw it in here to propagate because it grows. We grow so much of it. And it grows so well. And I have sweet potatoes at the bottom, some purslane, and it just makes for a really nice garden. Propagated some more African blue basil for some pollinators back here. And look how pretty this is. I honestly can't remember this color, but when I saw it, I had to get it. And I absolutely love this. This is the Inventors Bundle. So you have 3 large pockets and 3 smaller pockets. And we have the watering system connected to it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really appreciate all the, my phone is dying right now, but I appreciate you guys watching all of my videos over the years. And it's so fun to see some of you who have been following me for a long time. I'd love to know how long you guys have been watching me, what you like about my channel, what you'd like me to change about my channel, because what I do here is so important to our family, and the goal is to share all this with you in hopes that I'll inspire you to do things like this, because every time I walk in my garden, I'm like, oh, everybody has to see this. Everybody has to know that they can do this, because before I did all this, I knew nothing about gardening, nothing about farming, and I know all of you guys can do this as well, and your kids can get involved. What a beautiful thing to do to teach your kids. I appreciate all the sales you guys give me through my affiliate links. I appreciate all your support. Thank you so much, and you guys have a blessed day. And of course, pray for us as we travel, and I'll put that Instagram link in the description below. I almost forgot to show you my tinctures. So here's my mullein tinctures. That I made 2 jars. And here's my calendula flowers, some rosemary, our purple or butterfly peas, flowers. We got some lavender up here, some moringa from our food forest, and oh yes, my calamine. Here's some borage flowers. They look so pretty. And some peppers and seeds I've saved over the years. And here's some wani llama, good for inflammation. Some more lavender. That just looks so cute. Where we've got it hanging upside down to like flip it over and it'll dry straight up and down. Some dill, oregano, and here's some olive leaf from our food forest. More moringa, more lavender, some sage. I'm also saving some strawberry seeds. Never actually done that, but I'd be interested to see if it actually works, because I love our ever-bearing strawberries and they're not always easy to find. So hope you guys enjoyed my pantry video. Here's some Calinda flowers that we sewed together and made this little garland that's really fun. Some loofahs and some of our seeds we've saved down here over the years.